Hey guys, it's Chris with Sterling Slot, and today we're going to be talking about social profiles. Social profiles are a very simple form of backlink, but they are almost always one of the very first types of backlinks that every single new business gets once they begin establishing their footprint online. We'll be covering a lot of stuff in this video, starting with some very basic things, so be sure to use the timestamps up at the bottom if you want to skip around to something specific. We'll be covering what social profiles are, how to use them, how to get them yourself, and what makes our social profiles special, and how to place an order if you're interested. All right, let's get going. So first up, what are social profiles? Social profile links are simple. They are links to your website from a profile you've created on a social media site after you've signed up on it. So you can see here that we've created a Twitter account for our business. We filled out the profile completely. And now you can see here is a link that goes to our website from our social profile. And just as one more example, here we are on Flickr, which is a photo sharing site. We created an account on Flickr, we filled out our profile completely, and here is the link to our website right here. There are hundreds of sites like this, and they're all really serve different purposes, but for us, that purpose right now is just getting a backlink from the profiles we create on them. And like I mentioned before, social profiles are one of the very first types of links many websites get because businesses want to secure profiles with their brand name across all the popular sites, just in case they ever want to use them for marketing purposes later on. So back to our product page here, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see right here that social profiles are white hat. This means that they are very natural and safe to use. You don't need to worry about getting yourself into any kind of trouble with Google when building social profiles. And lastly, we'll talk about how social profiles compare to other types of links up here. Like other forms of pillow links, social profiles generally aren't really going to push your site's rankings forward, like something like guest post, niche edits, or PBN links. They're meant to build naturalness and diversity rather than provide raw ranking power. It's also worth noting that profile links from some sites will be do follow and others will be no follow, and that's completely okay for profiles. Like I said before, the point of these is not really to push your rankings as much as it is to really establish your business online, to create some naturalness to your website. All right, so now we're going to go over how to use social profiles. Social profiles can be built at any point during a link building campaign. Although many businesses like to establish these profiles as one of the very first steps of their link building journey, it's also completely normal and okay to build profiles at any time, and it can also be completely natural to build many all at once. In general, you will want to build social profiles to your homepage. Just think about it. It doesn't really make sense for a business to sign up on a social media site and link to some random blog post on their site. The exception to this could be a business with multiple location pages. It could make sense, depending on the business, of course, for each location page to have its own set of profile links if they are somewhat separate entities that operate independently. If you're more of an advanced link builder, something else you can do is study how each of these sites populates things like the inner page URL and the title tag up here. These are things that you can manipulate to get even more keyword relevance out of your social profiles by figuring out how to basically get your keywords into the inner page URL as well as the title tag and other important on-page SEO locations. And lastly, always be sure to fill out your profiles completely with quality information about your business, using important keywords when possible, include your logo as a profile picture when possible, and all that good stuff. So next up, how to get social profiles. Getting social profiles is really easy to do and probably doesn't need an explanation, but we'll go ahead and cover the basics. First, you can go to Google and search for something like social media sites list. From here, you can click on any of the sites that show up, as well as these listed up here at the top to get probably even hundreds of different social media sites that you could go and create profiles on. So let's say we wanted to go ahead and create an account on DeviantArt. We could go ahead and click here, which would take us to the DeviantArt page. We could just look for something that says join or sign up. So we could click that down here. And then we could just follow their process of signing up. After signing up, you'd obviously want to go and find the place where you can edit your profile to make sure it's filled out fully and all that good stuff. Some sites will have a special spot to include a link to your site, and others might allow you to drop links in your description. And still others might not allow links at all, which you probably will want to skip, unless, of course, you really think that your business might want to use that specific social media site later on. But as you can tell, this isn't exactly the most engaging or high-level work for an SEO to do. It's easy, but it's time-consuming, which is why most SEOs will either hire a VA to do these things or to outsource the work to a trusted provider such as ourselves. So now we'll be covering our social profiles, what makes them special, and how to place an order. So right up here at the top of the page, you can see that our social profile packs include 100 plus white hat profile links. That means we create 100 or more different profiles for you. It can be anywhere from like 100 to about 120. Of course, these are all on high authority properties as we're using the top social media sites. Next up, this is the thing that makes our social profiles really special and completely different from 99.9% of the other profiles you see out there, which is the keyword relevance at the URL level. And it's also at the title level. So when you're placing your order, you can give us up to 5 target keywords. And just by creating profiles on so many social media sites over time, we've studied basically how we can get your keywords in important on-page SEO positions, like your inner page URL and your title. And I'll go ahead and I'll show you a little bit more on that in just a minute with a bit of a visual. Next up, profiles are good for any type of site. Doesn't matter if you're affiliate or local. We can even include your NAP if you're a local site, just to get that information, a little extra relevance in there for you. And lastly, the orders are quick and they're manually created by our team. We don't use any kind of bots or anything like that. Everything is completely manually done. So scrolling down a bit further, we come to right here, which is where we're talking a little bit about how we use our knowledge of all these social media sites to get your keywords in important spots. So you can see here we created a BuzzFeed account, and on our profile page, you can see the inner page URL actually has a keyword here, which is a very important keyword for us, by backlinks. And we've also got a different keyword up here in the title. It's the title tag, which says buy quality backlinks, as well as our brand name. And like I mentioned before, this is what really sets our profiles apart. This is not something that many people know how to do, and it's just something that we've learned how to do from creating profiles on so many sites, with each site kind of having its own process and its own way to get your keywords in these spots. Like there's no place on the sign up form where it says, how do I get a keyword here or here? It just kind of draws these things automatically when you're from information you provide when you fill out your profile. So scrolling down a little bit further, we get to our process right here. You can see first that you place your order, including all the order info we need, including the 5 keywords that you want us to target. It's also worth noting you don't have to give us these keywords. You could just give us your brand name instead if you don't want us to put the keywords in those spots, and it would just be your brand showing up in these places instead, right? So yeah, you go and you place your order and you submit your payment to PayPal. After that, we go out and we build all the profiles. So that's right here. Turnaround time is usually 2 weeks or less. And then after the work is done, we go ahead and we send you a full report, including all the login information for all the profiles in case you ever want to log in and make any changes down the road. So scrolling down a little bit further, we come to our pricing table here. And when you're ready to order, you can go ahead and click the Order Now button. So after you click the Order Now button, you'll be taken to an order form, which will look something like this. It's always important to read the top of our order forms. So for this one particularly, we have big problems with profiles getting deleted if they're in certain niches. It's stuff like adult, loans, mortgages, bail bonds. So yeah, just make sure you read this because we'll have to cancel and refund your order if it's in a niche that the profiles get deleted very quickly on. So scrolling down, you can go ahead and you can give us your name and your email if you don't already have an account with us. If you do have an account, it'll either already be logged in or you can click sign in here to log in. You then go ahead and select your package. and your quantity. If you want to get the add-on, the one add-on we have for the social profiles is the indexer, which is where we use Web 2.0s to basically force Google to crawl the profiles and increase your chances of them all getting indexed. So you can select that if you'd like it. Next up is all the information we need to complete the order, your URL, your persona name. This could be a fake person or just someone associated with your business, heading title, business or website description. Here's the place where you can put up to your 5 important keywords that you want us to get in those important spaces. If you only have 1 keyword or 2 keywords, that's absolutely okay. If you don't want us to do anything special with this, you could just enter your brand name and we'll just use your brand name in all the important spots instead. Next up, we have your business NAP. Of course, this is the address and the phone number is optional if you're a local business. Here we have a spot to give us your primary social profiles, stuff like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and those profiles that you might already have created, which we can then link to from the other profiles we create. Here we have a spot to upload a logo or a persona picture. And here's a spot if you want to upload an Excel file if you're placing a bulk order. So yeah, after you go ahead and you fill that all out and you make sure it's the correct information, you can go ahead and click Complete Purchase to be taken to the PayPal portal. So yeah, like I mentioned before, it takes 2 weeks or less for an order to be complete. And after that, we send you a full report. If you'd like to see a sample report, you can scroll down to the FAQ section and view a sample report here. So here's the sample report, and your report will look something like this. Up at the top, we just have a bunch of the information you provided us when you placed your order. And then we get down to the bulk of it. Here on the sample report, we've only got 10 different things listed. Of course, yours will include a lot more as the packs contain 100 or more social profiles. So you can see here, it's all the different domains that we created the profile on, the exact URL of your profile for you to go look at, as well as the login information for each one so that you can log in and make any changes at any other point if you'd like to. All right, guys, that's about it for social profiles. We covered a bunch of stuff from what they are to how to use them and how to get them, and hopefully this video has been helpful. If you're thinking about placing an order or if you ever have any questions, feel free to email us anytime at info@sterlingsalot.co, or you could always send us a message on Facebook. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. It really helps us out a lot. Also, be sure to subscribe to our mailing list here on our website, as well as join our Facebook group, the SEO Roundtable, to get VIP access to flash sales and updates, as well as to take part in the SEO discussion and our learning community. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.